Welcome to English Without Limits. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to build a sentence. What makes a complete sentence? Not every group of words is a complete sentence. It must have a subject and a verb, and usually it has an object as well. We will learn about subjects and objects. The subject is the one doing the action. The object is the one who receives the action. And we will learn about capitalization, which words need a capital or uppercase letter. I hope you enjoy the lesson. In our last lesson, we learned about confusing words, things that are similar but they actually have a different meaning. We learned about words like bring and take, come and go, to borrow and to lend. With all of these words, remember it was important to understand which way things are moving. If I am saying a word like bring or come or I borrow something, with all of those the action comes towards me, the one speaking. If I say a word like take or go or I lend something, all of those move away from me. The arrow goes away from me. It's important to remember that to help keep these things straight. And when I say the word take, I can say take it from me or take it from somewhere else or from someone else as well. So we take things from other places, not just away from ourselves. All right? We're going to practice this a little bit now. I will show you a series of sentences on the screen and read them to you. I will use both words in it, both bring and take, both come and go, for example. Only one of the words is correct. You must call out the correct word. I will give both words and you must give which word is correct. I will wait a moment, then I will give the correct word. You see if you can give the correct word before I do. All right? Are you ready? Let's begin. Please bring or take the pencil to me, which is the correct word. Bring. Can you come or go to the store and get some milk, which is the correct word? Go. I wish someone would bring or take us dinner, which is the correct word. Bring. Where did you bring or take your backpack, which is the correct word? Take. I don't have enough money. Can I lend or borrow $10, which is the correct word? Borrow. Please bring or take this leftover pizza home to your family, which is the correct word. Take. Bring or take the book from the shelf and bring or take it to me, which are the correct words. Take the book from the shelf and bring it to me. The bank said they would not lend or borrow the money to me, which is the correct word. Lend. We will bring or take the car to the shop, which is the correct word. Take. Would you like to come or go to my house, which is the correct word? Come.
Good morning, class.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good? Okay. Lots of smiling faces. Well, do you guys remember what we did last lesson?
Yes.
Yes. What did we talk about last lesson?
Go.
Yeah, go and come, confusing words, right? So today you came to class. Last lesson you you were going to go home. So we talked a lot about confusing words. Confusing words can cause confusing sentences sometimes, right? Do you guys know what a sentence is?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm speaking in sentences right now, aren't I? I'm speaking in a whole sentence. A sentence conveys a whole idea or a whole thought. What if I said to you, went to the store? Is that a sentence? Went to the store. How many think yes? No. How many think no? No. Yeah, you're right. That's not a sentence. What if I say, I saw? Is that a sentence? I saw. What did I see? Did I tell you? No. Is there a whole thought there? Is there a whole idea? No, it's kind of incomplete, right? Those are like phrases. What if I said, he bought? He bought, yeah. Is that a whole sentence?
No.
No. So it's important to speak in a whole sentence. Because what if I just gave you those? That would be really confusing, right? If I just said, he bought, I saw, went to store, we wouldn't be very good at communicating because we wouldn't have a whole sentence. Does anybody know one thing? Tell me one thing that you need to have in a sentence. Does anybody remember anything that you would use when you're making a sentence? What's this word here? Verb. Do you know what verbs are? Verbs are words that explain an action, right? They're like an action word. So a verb could be read, right? To read a book. This is an example of a verb. Reading. It's an action. It's something that we do. What about this one? This is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking. To talk. Talk is I'm doing an action. So those are verbs. So often when you're making sentences, or all the time, they need to have a verb because a verb will tell us what we're doing, right? Like when we said he bought. The verb there is bought, but we need to know what. We need more to the sentence. But so these phrases that we read, these little incomplete sentences, most of them they had verbs, so that's a good start. We've got a verb. Does anybody know what a noun is? It's just another thing we might find in a sentence. Has anyone ever heard of a noun?
An older man.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got
Is
nouns.
it like a place?
A place, yeah. A noun can be a place. So we've got a place, like a house, like this picture. This is a noun. It's a place. What's this?
Person.
A person. So a noun can be a person too. So it can be a place. It can be a person. What's this picture?
Thing.
Tree.
A tree. It's a thing. Yep. Good job. So a noun can be a person, a place, or a thing. All of those can be nouns. And so often that's important to remember because we can put nouns all over the place in our sentences. So like when we said I saw, you could pick one of these. We could say I saw a house, I saw a person, I saw a tree, and that would help our sentence out, right? Because we're adding in more information. We're making it a full thought or a complete idea. And then we have another word over here. Can someone read that word?
Subject.
Subject. Does anyone know what a subject is? If I have a pencil or me, which one's the subject?
Person.
Me. Yeah, I am the subject. I picked up a pencil. I'm the subject in that sentence. This could be like an object. An object could be a pencil. I write with a pencil. The object is the receiver of an action. I'm writing with the pencil. So the pencil is the one that's being something done to it. It's the receiver of an action. And I'm the causer of the action. I'm the subject. I'm the one who's causing. So often in sentences we have verbs like these. We have to know there's an action. We have subjects. They're the ones who are causing the actions. And then we have objects. Objects are the receivers. So we need to have a subject, an object, and a verb. We can have nouns because they make things interesting. They add all the information in for us. So those are things that will make it all one well-rounded line, one sentence. So when we're talking, we're using all these things, and when we write, we need to use all these things.
So let's review some of what the teacher just said. When we speak, we use words, of course, but not every group of words is a complete sentence. Different kinds of words are in it. Some words are nouns. The noun is a name of a person, a place, or a thing. So if it's a person, we could say words like Jill, woman, Mr. Smith, man, girl, or boy. If it's a place, we could say a name like town, city, or the name of a city like Beijing, New York, or Amsterdam. If it's the name of a thing, we could say a dog, table, hammer, chair, door. These are all names of things. Now, if it is the subject, it's the one doing the action, the one who is doing something in the sentence. If it's the object is the one who receives the action in the sentence. So a complete sentence will have a subject and a verb, and usually an object of some kind as well. So I'm going to show you on the screen a series of sentences. I will read them, and you must say whether these are complete sentences or whether they are not really sentences at all. All right? I will show you a series of words, and if it is a complete sentence, you call out sentence. If it is not a complete sentence, you just call out no. I will wait for a moment and then give the correct answer. All right? Are you ready? Let's begin. Went to the store. No. I like apples. Sentence. John took. No. The big dog. No. Gabriella went to the store. Sentence. The big dog bit my sister. Sentence. Eat ice cream every day. No. Mei Lin eats ice cream every day. Sentence. Kicks the ball. No. Jordan does his homework. Sentence. Father is going. No. Father is going to his office. Sentence. Okay, now let's go over some of these sentences and see if we can figure out which is the subject and which is the object. Remember, the subject is the one doing the action, and the object is the one that receives the action. For example, if I say, I eat the carrot, which is the subject? The subject is I. I eat the carrot. The carrot is the object. It receives the action. All right? So we're going to show you a series of sentences on the board. I will ask you which is the subject or which is the object, and you must give the correct name. Sometimes I will ask for subject, sometimes I will ask for object. But you must give the correct name before I do. All right? Are you ready? Let's begin. Jordan does his homework. Which is the subject? Jordan. Mei Lin eats ice cream every day. Which is the object? Ice cream. The big dog bit my sister. Which is the subject? big dog. I like apples. Which is the subject? I. The rock hurt my foot. Which is the object? My foot. My mother is cooking supper. Which is the subject? My mother. The rain waters the garden. Which is the object? The garden. The wind blows the leaves. Which is the object? The leaves. Father is building a fence. What is the subject? Father. My brother plays soccer. Which is the object? Soccer.
Okay. When we're writing a sentence, sometimes you guys write things down. There's a couple things that we need to remember that are grammar. It will help us out in writing good and complete sentences. One of them is called capitalization, when we capitalize things. Do you guys know what it means to have a capital letter?
Yeah.
Yeah? What types of letters are there?
Big.
There's two types. There's big ones,
Small.
and then there's little ones. Does anyone know what we call the big ones? They're uppercase letters, right? And then we have the lowercase letters. So if we see like the alphabet written out, this is only 4 letters of it. But we have the first line here. These are all uppercase letters, right? They're the big ones. You guys know this one. And then these here are the lowercase letters. So when we write with capital letters, we use the uppercase letters. We use the big ones. So often, when we're writing a sentence, or always, sorry, I should say, it starts with a big letter. Yeah, it starts with a capital letter. So we'll have something like we see up here. I, or we, eat pizza. Do you notice the I is a big one, right? And the W is a big one too, right? So when we have here, these two are different examples. We need to remember that when we use a capital letter for a subject, I, like this, is always going to be capital, right? And the little I, would you ever see this in the start of a sentence? I went somewhere, or maybe even in the middle of a sentence, would you see this one? Like this, a little one? Only in a word though, right? Not if you're talking about I. It's always going to be the capital letter. So you need to remember that. We always want to start our sentence with a capital letter. There's lots of reasons why we use capital letters. So I'm going to talk about a few of them with you guys. One of them is if we're naming a person. If I'm saying something about Sar, if I say, Sar likes to go play soccer at the park. Does his name need a capital letter? Yeah, it does, because he's a person, right? If we're naming a person, we need to make sure that the letter is a capital. So like in this sentence, it says, I, or we, eat pizza. If we add in a person, we eat pizza with